Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. In this video I'm going to be going over how to be good at PvP. I'm not going to be talking about how to be good at a certain class or build, but really just how to be good at the game mode, PvP, which is Conquest 5 versus 5. Recently I got top 10, which was very fun, and I really only got that because of a few tips and tricks that I've been using, which drastically increased my win rate. In a normal PvP season, I really just solo queue and play for fun and really also try different builds. But this season, I'm really playing to win, and so far it's going quite well. I've been playing PvP for a while. I liked it initially because there's just quick and easy fighting. You don't need to walk around a lot in World versus World before finding someone to fight. But recently I've also come to enjoy it because of the strategy that's involved, the builds, the team compositions, the rotations, the strategy. And when you really start focusing and teaching yourself how to do that well, you can win so many more PvP games. I'm going to be going over a couple of tips, I think like 5 or 6. The first one is duo queue. So in a normal PvP season, I usually would just solo queue and maybe duo queue if there's a friend online. But this season, I've really only been duo queuing because I noticed that that's improving my win rate quite a lot. The thing is, if you do the math, there's 10 players in a PvP match, which means that the 10% of the outcome of that match is decided by every single player. So if you have 2 good players which duo queue, then 20% of the match outcome is decided by those 2 good players. In this PvP season, I've been duo queuing with Kelsier, who is a very, very, very good Tempest. And it's just really fun to play with someone who is also at your level of play. You just know that in every single PvP match, there's going to be someone there who understands the game like you, and who plays on the same level as you. So really just try to duo queue with someone who is just as good as you or better than you. You should also try to find someone who complements your build. Kelsier plays a healing Tempest and I play a damage Reaper, and we provide very strong team fight opportunities for our team. He's absolutely good at getting the glyphs off, which has helped me quite a lot. And also just hard to kill. He's very, very good at kiting. So we complement each other very well. So just make sure that when you're duo queuing, it's someone you enjoy playing with, it's someone who is as good or better than you, and it's also someone who's playing something that complements your build. You could, for example, play Thief and Revenant, or Necromancer and Tempest, or another combination. I've noticed that this is really helping the amount of games that I've been able to win. Secondly, the second tip is play meta builds. They're there for a reason. They're good for a reason. They've been tried. They've been tested. Good players play those builds. So there's really no reason not to use them. And I'm not saying that you should just copy paste a build off of somewhere and really only play that. You should definitely try and adapt them to your playstyle. Not every build is going to work for every player. For example, the current meta for Reaper is playing with Soul Marks and Staff and Marauder and Link's Rune. But however, that's just not the way I like to play. I've tried that build and I absolutely suck at it. I don't know how to play with Staff. So I changed it. Well, I kind of already had my own build. But for example, I tried it out and I was like, I didn't like this. So I changed it to what I like, which is with Greatsword, with Zerker Amulet, with Speed Runes. And, Soul Marks obviously is not a trait I'm going to take when going with Greatsword. So then I take the Swiftness trait. So if you want to be good at the game mode, then try the PvP builds which have been made for the PvP game mode, which are, for example, at the moment, DP Thief or Conditioned Tank Revenant. And this doesn't mean that those are the most fun things to play. I'm definitely not advocating that you should never play your own fun builds. Fun and original and new builds are definitely necessary. However, I'm just saying that if you want a higher chance of winning, playing with the meta builds is definitely one of the ways to do so. The third tip is know when to queue. This is quite general knowledge, and you must have noticed it when queuing yourself, but matchmaking can be quite cruel when playing early in the morning or quite late at night, and that's just because there aren't many players that are currently online. This means that in the morning, for example, the matchmaking will have a PvP match with 10 players which are on completely different skill levels. Sometimes when queuing early in the morning, I'll get whispers from people being like, hey, my rating is 1500, why am I up against you? And that's just because matchmaking wants to create a PvP match eventually, so it will just compile a whole lot of differently skilled players. I would say the best times to queue are really just any time after 5 p.m. That's when people get back from work. That's when people settle down for the night. That's when they get their laptops out and play video games. So after 5 p.m., there's more people online, which means that matchmaking will do a better job and really just create PvP matches with similarly skilled players. And those are, in my opinion, just more fun and also more fair to all the players in that match. The fourth tip I have is to know the maps. PvP is played in 6, 7, 8 different maps, I believe, and knowing all the spots to kites in that map is very, very important. Sometimes when I'm just in queue, I just go to the server selection and I just choose a random server and jump around on the various maps to discover spots where you can jump to and where you can't jump to. Additionally, I've also learned from many other players, for example, funny or very, very useful jumping spots on Skyhammer, or I was watching someone stream and I found out that there was a jumping spot in Battle of Kylo that I didn't know about. So know the maps, know where you can and cannot be with your character, and that also really helps. Another tip is to practice in duels. A large part of the game is decided by your mechanical skill as a player. So improving the skill is also very useful to help you increase the amount of times that you're going to be winning. When I'm not in queue, I really just go into the free-for-all arena and I just duel and fight a whole lot of different people and builds, just to keep me active, I would say, and to keep practicing versus certain classes. Like at the moment, I've been dueling some good power revenants, and I'm really just not that good in duels versus power revenants. So I'm just dueling them, seeing what I can and cannot do, and slowly increasing the amount of times that I'm able to win versus them. So really, don't just stand around when waiting for a queue, but just ask someone from, hey, do you want to go? But just ask someone, hey, do you want to duel? And keep practicing on that as well. The last tip that I have for you all is to change the build according to the situation and the team of enemies that you're going to go up against. There's many things in your build that you can change, like small traits or the sigils or the amulet. For example, when I'm going up against a condition heavy team, I'll usually swap to Marauder Amulet so that I have more health. And I might take Sigils of Cleansing, or I might take a trait which helps me remove conditions. So things like that also definitely help with increasing the amount of times that you will be winning. A lot of people that I know just have a build and stick to it and never change it. But you should do some swapping for each encounter that you have. If you're a side noder and you know you're going to be going up against a dragon hunter who's been pushing you far in the last couple of matches, then change your build so that you can counter that class a little bit, because he might just do that again this game. Or change the amulet if you're going up against a more condition or power based team. So things like that also play a very important role. For example, me as Reaper, sometimes I would take, for example, when I'm with a Tempest, I take the Vital Persistence trait, because that increases all incoming healing by 10%. And if I'm going to be healed by a Tempest anyway, then an extra 10% of healing is absolutely fantastic. But when I'm not with a Tempest, I would usually just stick to Soul Barbs, because that's 10% more damage for me. So things like this really help the games that you'll be playing and help you win. So that's really all I've had to say about how to be good at PvP. I'm by no means an expert. I haven't played too competitively. I always play PvP, the game mode, but I don't really partake in too many automated tournaments or other types of tournaments. But I've played thousands of PvP games, of which I'm not very proud of, but it's what I enjoy doing. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. If anyone has any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you've other tips that you want to share, also feel free to leave them down below. But yeah, this was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and have a good day. Bye bye.